Hello everyone, welcome back, welcome back. I actually want to do and practice a few shirts tonight. So I want to show you guys what I was doing. It's going to be a lesson, but it's going to be kind of informal because I want to make these shirts and practice. So the three transfers that I'm going to be using are this one. I'm going to make a shirt for me and my mom with this one. I'm going to make a shirt for my son Tyler using this one. This is definitely going to be interesting. So I'm going to do this for Tyler. And then I'm going to do this for Trinity and Jada. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So the first shirt that I'm actually going to do is Tyler's shirt because of the layering. Tyler's shirt is actually going to be blue and red. And I want to give it a moment or two to dry. And I may even put it on the heat press for a second or two just to try to dry it up a little bit quickly. But trying to find his shirt now. Okay. So this is Tyler's. This right here is a Chalk Couture's ink mat. It's very similar with the stickiness with like a Cricut mat or a Silhouette Cameo mat. So, and it has a clear film on it. And what I'm going to do, so that I can remember the difference between the front and the back. Let me see. I'm going to have to see if I got a little piece of vinyl. I'm going to have to vinyl it so that I know the difference between the front and the back. But I think I can handle it for now. I'll just flip it over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel this film off and put it to the side. And the first shirt I'm going to do is Tyler's. So I'm just going to slip the shirt on the inside. With this ink is very hard to get out. So you want to be careful about getting it on your surfaces. So word of advice, don't get this on your surfaces. The ink mat will protect it from going to the other side of the shirt. You know, when you're sublimating shirts, sometimes that can be an issue. So what you want to do is make sure that your shirt is comfortably placed over the mat, the ink mat. Like so. And here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to straighten out my shirt on the mat. Before you do this, you want to make sure that all of the wrinkles are out of your shirt before you actually place it on your ink mat. And see, with these polyester blend shirts, well, this is 100% polyester that I'm working with. It's called A4. And I'll place the link to that in the description box after the live. But if your shirt has any wrinkles, you want to make sure you press those wrinkles out so it doesn't affect your ink. I'm trying to make sure that my ink mat is in the middle of my shirt and it's centered off so I can use it as a guide. So let me recenter it. And this right here, definitely, I think out of all of the questions that I get from my girls about t-shirt creating is, Tyler, how do I make sure my shirt is centered? You know, I have a shirt centering technique that I use in my print and cut video that you can apply to pretty much anything when it comes to doing t-shirts. But definitely check that video out if you're having trouble centering your shirts. Okay, so now I think I have it the way that I want to have it. Welcome everyone coming in. Let me see. Hello you guys. Okay, so I have my shirt and I was interested in doing some screen printing because like even now I just registered for an event. So I have a vendor event at a church and I want to be able to quickly produce a quality product without having to use so much HTV on my projects. So my tools and supplies that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using my handled squeegee. Here are my two colors, Midnight Sky and Candy Apple Red. So those are the two colors I will be using tonight. I'm going to remove my other shirts because I have my shirts on this table as well. And I definitely don't want to risk messing those up. Now normally, whenever you're doing your transfers, you want to do what's called fuzzing your transfer. But since we're doing it on a t-shirt, we do not have to fuzz our transfer, which is really, really good. So I actually got some stir sticks that I'm going to use. Those are my stir sticks. And our first transfer is going to be this. I want to do this transfer first because it has 2 layers. So once I do this, I want to give it enough time to dry. So you guys are going to hang out with me tonight to do some transfers. I absolutely love making shirts. And see, since it's because it's 2, it's this I can, and then this is in the bottom, I'm going to actually cut it. So I'm going to cut it to make it into 2 transfers. And the ink is a little bit more forgiving as far as how long it takes for you to actually take everything off it. So you still want to try to move at a good pace, but you don't have to be all rushy rush. Okay, so I place my design in the middle. I think I'm going to do majority of it in red. I just love how red looks on white. And then the bottom part where it's outlined like that, I'm going to do the blue, the midnight blue. So make sure that it's firmly pressed because you do not want the ink to go up under the silk screen. So make sure it's firmly pressed before you begin. We're going to go ahead and open up our candy apple red. And I'm just going to scoop some. And a little goes a long way. This is actually the first shirt that I've done. And I'm kind of excited and scared at the same time. But we are definitely going to see together. That's why when I do my projects, I try to do them along with you so we can see how it works. So I'm just wiping my stir stick off like so. Get my squeegee. Do a good even pull. Ooh, this looks really easy. This almost looks too easy. It's almost scary. Okay, and go across like that. That was too quick too. I didn't expect it to go that quick. Okay, so I'm looking, being careful not to go over the edges like that. So once I pull this, I'm actually going to scrape off the excess and put it back into the jar like that. Scraping the excess, put back into the jar. And I'm also going to wipe my squeegee off with some Clorox wipes because I got to do the same thing with my blue. And I could have used my small squeegee to do this job too. But it's my first time using my handled squeegee, so I want to break it in. Okay, so now the tip to actually removing your transfer is that you don't want to pull it from corner to corner. You actually want to pull it straight up. So I'm just going to take my fingertips with no fingernails and kind of pull from the bottom like this. And be careful not to get the ink on your hands, because if you get it on your hands and then you touch your creation, that ink is not going to come off. And that turned out really good. I'm excited because I know I will be able to mass produce some Christian shirts really easily using this. Okay, so now I have my can. So now I'm going to use my second transfer and put it here. Look how easy that was. What I'm going to try to do is try to dry this off a little bit because I don't want to pull it off my ink mat. And honestly, I think I might even give it a good press before I do it. You guys have any questions thus far? So what I'm going to do next is, because I'm experimenting, I just cut my heat press on. What I'm going to do is cover this with parchment paper, but you do not want to put this shirt in the heat press with your ink mat on the inside of it. That will be tragic. You will definitely mess up your ink mat. So what I'm going to do is just pull this to the side, give it an opportunity to dry, and then I'm going to heat press it and then go back and do it. So I feel pretty comfortable and I'm going to be able to do that. So I'm just going to pull this shirt off and put it to the side and go to my other projects. That wasn't so bad for a first try, wasn't it? What do you guys think? Hey everyone coming in, what do you guys think about that? So now the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do No Drama Llama. So I'm going to go ahead and do my No Drama Llama. I'm going to clean up a little bit because I've made a mess. Remove my stickers off my shirt. And you see, if you look on an ink mat, you see that it's actually blue, red on it. So you definitely want to clean that off. So you just get a little wet towel and kind of clean it off. And you want to get that cleaned off at ASAP from off your mat. And kind of let it dry, like so. So I guess in between, if I'm going to be mass producing in between, or you can use a Clorox wipe as well. Trying to do this in between, I think I would like to give it a try. Oh, girl, Miss Scent, I'm actually excited about it. Really, really excited. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it. It doesn't take that long to dry at all. I'm going to flip it and put my shirt on the bottom. I tell you what, Miss Cynthia, just having the whole point of not having to weed or cut, and you see how much ink it took to do. So just having that whole point of not having to do that, I think that's really cool. Okay, so I have my shirt laid. I do not have to fuzz my mat with my transfer because it's going on a cloth type material. So I see with my llama, I have these right here. The llama's face. So I think I'm gonna save the llama for trend because it's totally her. And I think I'm gonna do Life is Tough, my darling, but so are you. I think I'm gonna go with that for Jada. She's my eldest, my 14-year-old. So she really likes blue. So since we've already done the red, I think I'm going to try it out with the blue. I actually hope that the shirt is not too big. Well, not shirt, but the transfer is too big. Okay. And I'm just going to lay this on the shirt like so. Making sure that it's actually on my ink mat. Give it a good press, and I'm actually going to wipe off my other transfer because I don't want the ink to get onto it and stick. When you're inking, you want to try to clean your transfers as quick as possible. So I'm going to clean my transfer really quick. And place it on my backing. And some of the inks, they may bleed your transfer, which is okay. As long as you clean it up real good and the screen printing is not damaged, the transfer will still work. What they say, broken crown still color. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how it looks. after I put my transfer back on. I think that was pretty cool. So I'm just applying my transfer back onto its backing. And when I clean it, I actually have a pan of distilled water that I just lay the transfer in just for a few moments. And there we go. So that is how I lay my transfer back on to the backing. Trying to make sure I lay it on to where there's no wrinkles. That's what happens when you try to be a perfectionist. There we go. So that's how it looks once I clean it up. I'm going to put it back in the plastic. Put it back in the plastic. And I just like things neat and tidy when I work, so don't mind me. But now we're going to Scooty Poo. I actually wanted to do this in blue, but I'm really loving the red. Let me go ahead and do it in the blue. Like I said I was going to do. So this is the second shirt that I'm actually going to be doing. I'm trying to check back to make sure that I've answered everyone's questions. Will the ink fade after washing it? They said that the ink that you put on the shirts will sometimes outlast the life of the shirt, which is cool. So after you actually do this, you want to heat press set the shirt. So what I'm going to do with Tyler's shirt that I just got finished doing is I'm going to put parchment paper over it, and I'm going to give it a good press for about 7 seconds, and in that way it's going to cure the ink into the shirt, and then I will be able to go ahead and do the second layer. So I'm actually going to layer that shirt with the inside with parchment paper so that it doesn't bleed through or risk bleeding through, and I'm going to put the parchment paper on top, or you can use butcher paper, whichever one you can get access to. And then I'm going to give it a good press for about 7 to 10 seconds. So that's a good question. Okay, let me make sure I answer all questions. It actually does look easy, doesn't it? So now I have my midnight blue. And we're going to do this just because I did the red. And when I open it, it's a lot on the top. And I just got some on my finger. Clean hands, you guys. Clean hands. Okay? And I'm just going to go across the top of it. And a little goes a long way, you guys. A little goes a long way. So I'm just going to make sure I get a good bit at the top. I'm going to probably have to go up and down to make sure it's covered. Okay, so I got that. And I get my handled squeegee. And I just go down. Oh no, I'm gonna have to put a lot more. Oh, my transfer came up. That sucks. Okay, I want to make sure that I get the top first. And you see my transfer came up, and look, and then I got it on there. See there? That's why it's good to practice, you guys. So my transfer moved on me. Oh, that sucks. I don't even think I want to finish doing it, to tell you the truth. I'm going to go ahead and probably change out the shirt and give it a try again. You guys think I should press forward? Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to move it. Take this off. And I'll save that as a practice shirt for sublimation. Go ahead and clean it off real quick. There we go. So it's cleaned off. And then since I used the bottom, I'm going to flip it. Do the top. And that's why I said my shirts were $1 at the Dollar Tree. Practice shirts, 100% polyester shirts for a whole $1 from Dollar Tree. So whenever I see them, I pick up all of them so that I can practice my skill. There we go. So Tyba, what did you learn the first time around? For one, make sure my shirt is properly pressed onto my ink mat. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. Okay, so now I have my shirt. Make sure it's properly pressed. And since I have my Darling one in the water, I'm going to do the Llama instead. I'm going to wash my hands to make sure they're good and clean too. That learning curve, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to do my No Drama Llama. Pull that out of the package. Okay, so I have my No Drama Llama. I'm going to do it in blue. Okay, make sure I answer you guys' questions before I actually start forward. Can I use cardboard? Or must I use the mat? The whole purpose of the mat, sis, is to make sure that your shirt doesn't move around, or whatever you actually inking doesn't move around. That's the whole purpose of the ink mat. Okay. And then for all I know, because of how I had the squeegee and I pulled the squeegee a little firm, that could have caused that as well. So now I'm making sure that I have no bubbles, no rips, no wrinkles in my design so it doesn't come up this time. So I'm spreading it around like that. And I actually got some ink on the sleeve. Y'all, I'm just so messy. I'm just so messy. I'm pretty sure you guys will have better luck than me as far as keeping the ink off everything. And just put a good glob on there. I'm actually going to be doing some other projects too. I got some glass projects that I actually want to work with doing this. So okay, so I have that on here now. And out of curiosity, I don't know if I'm going to use a squeegee this time. I think I'm going to use my small squeegee, my handle squeegee. I'm going to use a small one. So I got the small one, got a little ink on it. There we go. I got my small one. So I'm going to take my small squeegee and do like that. Oh yeah, that's much better. And just make sure I cover all the white spots. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the excess and wipe it off and put it into my jar. I'm a messy crafter, but I'm a clean as I go crafter. Especially when it comes to dealing with inks and paints. If it was anything else, I wouldn't be in such a rush to try to clean up. But I'm wiping the excess off because now I got to go dip this in water. And the less ink that's on it, the better. This is very different from the chalk. They're two totally different things. You guys see me chalk stuff. This is actually the first tutorial that I've actually done some inking with. So just wipe off the excess. I think I got the majority of the excess off now. So I'm going to wash my utensils and clean up and wash my hands and pull this transfer off to lay in the water. Okay, so I cleaned off my small squeegee. Wipe my hands off. Okay. And I'm about to clean off my dialing transfer and my handle squeegee because I didn't clean that off yet. And I think I'm gonna give my dialing one more try, but I need to clean it off and let it dry a little bit. Okay. I can see just by doing this first couple times that I might definitely have to practice and do it more and more. But I have a ton of Dollar Tree white shirts, polyester shirts, that's good for practicing with my sublimation and good for practicing with these paints. I absolutely was excited about trying this ink. I'm gonna wash out my pan so I can add more water to it. And pour my distilled water into it. Okay, so now I'm going to remove my llama. Let's get ready. Hello, Regina. Well, you guys, after this tutorial, or after this video rather, I'm going to post in the description box where you can get these items from if you do want to try it. Okay. That wasn't bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take this off. Excuse me, guys. Make sure that ink doesn't touch each other. I'm about to throw my transfer into the still water in my pan so I can get that cleaned off. Oh, excuse me. And then I'm going to just try to carefully take it off without the ink touching anything. I actually got my heat press on, and I'm actually going to go ahead and press it at 400 because that's the temperature that you use, anywhere between 300 and 390 for sublimation shirts. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to go ahead and take this off the ink mat. And set it to the side. And you see, I gotta clean off my mat. it's going to take some practice, definitely, because I'm getting my ink all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to clean my mat and give my mat some time to dry. Oh, I might have to get a drink of water. And you can use a Clorox wipe or a towel. Just a normal rag to wipe the excess off. I just got an old rag that I use for paints. An old rag that I use for cleaning up my paints and my chalks. There we go. And to answer your question earlier, do you need an ink mat? I guess that's kind of user preference. The biggest thing is whatever you're actually inking, you don't want it to move and slip on you, because you see what tragedy we had before. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and stuff the first shirt that we did, the can shirt. I'm going to go ahead and stuff that shirt, and I'm going to put it back on my board. And then, well, I'm going to stuff it first. Stuff the parchment paper on the inside, then put the parchment paper on top and give it a good press at 400 for like 7 seconds. And I'm going to bring it back here. Okay, you guys, that actually, oh yeah, you can tell a difference. I'm going to show it to you quick. Okay, I'm going to give my llama a little bit time to dry, as well as my ink mat. So show you what I did. Okay, so I have my first shirt that we did. I put the parchment paper on the inside. You want to use disposable parchment for these projects, because when I pressed it, I can tell the heat activated the inks for it to dry a lot better. Because look, if I didn't have it on the inside, that would have been on the other side of the shirt. That would have been horrible. So this is no good. Okay, so now my ink mat is clean, it's relatively dry. We're gonna do the blue and bottom, you guys. The bottom in blue. Okay, so I'm just going to insert it on my ink mat. It's a little wet, but we're going to roll with it. So I'm just going to put the tip of it right here on, because I'm just focusing on this bottom part. In actuality, hold on, let me see. Nope, they actually have dots on it. So those dots are supposed to be blue too. So I'm gonna scoot it up just a little bit. Like this. And make sure it's good and flat. So after I place this, I'm going to go ahead and slide over to my llama and press my llama the same way. And when I was taking it off my ink mat, it actually bled. Like, shoot. Your first project will not look like your last project. I tell you that much. As long as I've been crafting and doing t-shirts, my first set of t-shirts, I have definitely come a long way. Okay, so now I'm matching up my pattern like so, which takes a good set of eyes. And match up these dots and get in the middle. Okay, so now I have this laid like so. And I'm going to do my blue. And I'm going to use my small squeegee in order to do this. So I'm going to use my small squeegee like this. Get it on there good, covering all the spots. And I use ink so sparingly because the less ink you put on, the less you have to clean up, you know? Some people put big globs on there. That's cool. Okay, so I think that's good and covered. And I wiped off the excess, so I'm going to put the rest back into my jar off my squeegee. Go ahead and wash my hands and my squeegee quick. Excuse the babies, they haven't gone to sleep yet. We actually having movie night tonight, and I got them some popcorn and some snacks. So we're going to watch Moana? Yeah, Moana. So we're having movie night. We're going to put some pallets down in the den. I'm going to pop some popcorn and get some snacks and drinks together. And my niece is coming over. So that's going to be really fun. Okay. So I got my hands clean of ink, free of ink. And I'm going to pull my transfer up. Like so. With no fingernails. And kind of hold my hand on the mat. Or better yet, I can go from this way, like this, and just pull, and be careful. Hold the shirt, and pull, and boom. That came out good. I still got ink on certain things, but I think because I'm rushing and going through it, that's probably why I'm making careless mistakes. But we're going to go through all of that together. Okay, so now that I have that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press my llama, and I'll be right back. And you guys, I press my llama so that the ink will ink set. And I'm going to carefully remove this one. And since that it was just a little bit of blue like that, here we go. Since this was a little bit of blue, I think we'll be okay to press now. yeah. I'm actually pleased for our first try, you guys. Okay, so now it's time to do a little cleanup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stir sticks and clean them up for now. Put them to the side. Oh, and the best part about this ink is that this ink is non-toxic. I just want to throw that out there for those of you that's wondering, like, oh, is the ink non-toxic? Yes, ma'am. The ink is ma'ams and sirs, rather. The ink is non-toxic. So now I'm going to clean off the bottom of my mat with my paint rag, so it can be drying. Here we go. I'm going to give it a moment to dry. Okay, and I've already cleaned off my small squeegee, my stir sticks, and I'll put the cap back on my inks. Like this. Okay, and then I have my clean stencils. I'm gonna lay my stencil back on here. And the stencils can be used, I might need to be smarter about this, 8 to 10 times, if not longer. A lot of the girls said that they were able to use their stencils a lot longer than the 8 to 10 times. It all depends on how well you take care of them. And you see, I like doing my projects live in real time, so that you guys can see if I run into any problems or anything, how you would have to correct them. Here we go. I got a little over here I'm gonna clean off. There we go. Okay, the biggest part is just making sure that your silk screen is clean as much as possible, so that you can get a good even project the next time around. Okay, and I'm just going to take the ink off my other ones, and then we're going to walk over to the shirts, you guys. You guys have any questions thus far about this? Looks easy, looks okay. Looks like it has a little learning curve to it, which I thoroughly welcome. This is the very first time I was actually able to try this project with the ink. And I'm just excited about the possibilities. Here we go. So I got my transfers clean. Wipe off my surfaces, make sure there's no stray ink around. And we are going to take a walk, you guys. Hello, Shataria. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to take you over to the finished projects rather. Finished projects. Let me see, so cute. Can you do multiple colors? Yes, ma'am, you can do multiple colors. So I'm going to switch you guys. There's my llama. And when I took my shirt off my ink mat, some of the ink came off and rubbed off on there. Messy girl. And then the drops from off my hands, the water, got on the shirt. But that is the layered shirt. I can do hard things in my llama. So I think for a first time round, I did pretty good. Definitely some mistakes made. But yeah, I know what to do next time. Next time, if I had to do anything differently, what I would do is more than likely I'll probably have to order another ink mat so I can have 2 ink mats at the same time. I would definitely do that. Secondly, when I take them off the ink mat, It's advised to let them dry for 24 hours before you cure and press them. So I'm going to let them dry for 24 more hours. And I actually still have the parchment sheet. You could probably see the parchment sheet right there. And look, it bled through a little bit with the ears. So make sure that the parchment sheet is covering the whole thing, which I did not do. So moving forward, I would actually go ahead and layer these shirts. Well, go ahead and do the shirts, let them dry 24 hours, and do my first heat press. As far as prepping, making sure that my hands are clean and dry. So have 2 towels, one to clean my mat and one to make sure my hands are clean and not drippy. And probably order another mat in case I want to do 2 or more at one time. And I think that's pretty much it. So what do you guys think? Let me switch over to the comments quick. So what do you guys think? Yes, you can actually do multiple colors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the other shirts that I told you I was going to work on. And when I actually get a picture of them, my finished product, I'm going to take a picture of it and do a Facebook post. But I'm going to add that post in the description as well. So for those of you that actually want to try some of these things, I'm going to go ahead and add the links in the description box for you guys to get it and try. I got these practice shirts from Dollar Tree. So this is really cool. So I think that's Jada's shirt. And that's Tyler's shirt. So if you guys don't have any questions for me, the product is called again. Let me go back to it. The product is Chalk. The company is called Chalk Couture. And the name of the product is Chalk Couture's ink. And it comes with chalk and ink. Show you guys quick. Okay, so that is the ink that we used. This one was Candy Apple Red, and I'm going to include a link. The same things that we actually used in tonight's tutorial, I'm going to include it in the description so you guys can go straight to it and see it. But this is Candy Apple Red, and this is Midnight Sky. And I used these stir sticks. These stir sticks come in a pack of 24, I believe, pack of 12 or 24. And I used my small squeegee, which I think it worked a whole lot better than my handle squeegee. And this right here is called an ink mat. So that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. Yes, I'm really excited. I got some more shirts that I'm going to try. I'm actually going to try to do my darling again, but I'm going to do it on a much larger shirt. See if that makes a difference. And I'm going to do a shirt for me and do a shirt for mom. And then once I get a clean, good picture of everything that I've done, I'll post it on Facebook and tag you guys in it. For those of you that are not on the crafting page yet, I'm going to post a link to the crafting page so that you're able to see the finished product. And what else we're going to do. That's pretty much it. So thank you guys for tuning in with me. I actually have a chicken transfer coming. I love chickens. I love farm animals, period. I'm a country girl. So I actually have a chicken transfer coming in that I want to try. And I also have, I'm going to be making a shadow box because I want to start putting the inks. The ink can go on shirts. It can go on pillowcases, anything that's kind of cloth material. So the ink is very versatile, and it can also go on glass. You can actually put chalk or ink on the glass, which is really cool. So I think I might try to do that tomorrow night. I'm going to go ahead and prep my shadow box and try to ink some glass surfaces tomorrow night. So you guys can tune in tonight, tomorrow night as well. It was nice hanging out with you guys, and I see y'all tomorrow.